Tonight, governance of Kogi State takes our attention as we engage some aspirants from the two main political parties in the state ahead of the November governorship election. And the federal government has blamed the botched medical treatment of Sheikh Ibrahim El-Zaki and his wife Zina on acts of misconduct exhibited by the IMN leader while in India as he returned to Nigeria earlier today. Hello everyone and welcome to the program. This is Politics Today live on Channels Television. I'm Shoki Malia, Channels Television's global headquarters in Lagos. Let's tell you that the embattled leader of the Islamic movement of Nigeria, Sheikh Ibrahim El-Zaki, and his wife Zinat are back in Nigeria after they botched medical treatment in India. They arrived in Abuja on board an Ethiopian airline plane from India and were immediately driven out of the airport through the presidential wing away from journalists who had been waiting to get a glimpse of the IMN leader. Meanwhile, the federal government has blamed the botched medical treatment of Sheikh El-Zaki and his wife Zinat on acts of misconduct exhibited by the IMN leader while in India. In a statement by the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Information and Culture, Mrs. Grace Gekwe, the federal government says that El-Zaki's actions in India demonstrated malicious intent that were capable of embarrassing the governments of Nigeria and India. And now let's say on our discussion or the matter that form our conversation for tonight's program. We should take you to Kogi State, north central Nigeria, where the people of the state will go to the polls on the 16th of November 2019 to elect their governor for the next 4 years. Several political parties will be conducting their primaries to determine who will become the governor for the next state. And the incumbent governor, Yahaya Bello, will be challenged first for the ticket of the APC. And if he gets the ticket, he will go to the polls in contest against other candidates in the race for the state's top job. Let's take a look at some of the quick facts that you need to know about Kogi governorship election. The election is on the 16th of November 2019. The deadline for party primaries, according to the schedule of activities released by INEC, is for 5th of September 2019. And the commencement for campaigns, where we see the political parties hitting the street and the jingles on television and radio, will be on the 18th of August 2019. These are some of the figures that are important and you need to take note of. There are, as of 2019 general elections, 1.6 million registered voters in the state out of the over 3 million population of Kogi State based on 2006 census. So I will be introducing to you some of those who want to be governor. First, they need to fight for the ticket of their different political parties. There are aspirants in the race for the two major political parties in Kogi State, that is APC and PDP. I have a son to the former governor, Prince Abubakar Audu. I have Mustafa Audu, an aspirant in the APC. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. He's in the Babariga. And I have Mr. Muhammad Shaibu. He's popularly called Tetes, isn't it, if I'm right? He's an aspirant of the PDP in Kogi State. Let me begin with you, Mr. Audu. It looks so much that there's been a lot of talk about the reasons why. By the way, you are not the only son of the former governor, Prince Abubakar Audu, who wants to be governor. Your elder brother also is in the race, in the same party, isn't it? And you want to be governor. You're going to be challenging the governor, the incumbent governor, for the ticket of your party. Is that an audacious move, isn't it?
Good evening, Sharon. First of all, I'm very happy to be here on your wonderful show. The truth about it is that everyone knows that the greatest ever politician and leader from Kogi State is the late, great Prince Abubakar Audu. And God blessed him with many children, many sons. And a lot of us would love to continue the great legacies of the late Prince Abubakar Audu. Therefore, a few of us have ambitions on improving the lives and the welfare of our people. So I'm glad that the late Prince Abubakar Audu has been blessed by many sons that aspire for the top position in the state. But the truth about it is that the people of Kogi State know the difference, and we look forward to meeting anyone who wants to compete on the 29th of August, and I look forward to our victory on that day, God willing. Thank you.
From your degree in computer science from Glasgow in Scotland to you coming back home, it does look like you've done so much for yourself in the private sector. But looking at the public sector, there's a lot of question on your capability and your capacity to be able to handle public office. A big question a lot of people are asking is that, isn't it beyond just being the son of Prince Abubakar Audu to be governor of Kogi State? You just want to latch on to that. What have you done for yourself to want to become governor?
I agree with you completely that it transcends just being the late Prince Abubakar Audu's son. Personally, I think the issue with government and private sector is that the government doesn't know how to interface with the private sector because majority of the people in government have never been in the private sector. I've been in the private sector in Nigeria in different fields for over 15 years. I have been an entrepreneur in real estate, in mining, in agriculture, in sports, cleaning, a lot of things that are essential and necessary in Kogi State. In fact, I truly believe that my background, the experience I've garnered over the years, plus the tutelage I've had under the late, great Prince Abubakar Audu has put me in the prime position to be the next executive governor of Kogi State. I am not just saying this. We have been the first, we were the first to declare. I declared my intention on the 2nd of January 2019, and since then we have been on the field. I dare say I've been to almost every single village in Kogi State as we speak. I have been around the entire state more than 2 times. Everyone knows it is simple. Mona de come. It's everywhere. We are everywhere. And it's through hard work. The late Prince Abubakar Audu achieved his greatness through hard work. This is all I've seen from him. This is all he taught us.
Mr. Audu,
this is all I want to bring
apologies.
to Kogi State.
Let me butt in for a moment, Mr. Audu. A lot of politicians, experienced ones who hear you speak, that you've gone across the length and breadth of Kogi State, will think, oh, maybe that's a misplaced priority for now because what you are jostling for is a party ticket, not a general election right now, not a statewide election. You are going to be talking to delegates. Now, the question is that you have an incumbent governor on that seat who is having the apparatus of the party in his hand. He was responsible for orchestrating the leadership of the party as it stands right now. Is that not far-fetched for you as it stands?
I think that, unfortunately, that is what has scared a lot of the aspirants out of the APC. It's very simple. The current governor and the current government do not know how APC's victory came about. 80% of the delegates are not the current government's delegates. They are the delegates that were put in place by the late Prince Abubakar Audu. Majority of the delegates have undergone hardship like they've never seen. Majority of the no delegate, I dare say, has been paid. Delegates should be on salary. They're not. Delegates are being threatened and intimidated right now. Kogi State is using tactics of intimidation, kidnapping, things like that to try and cajole the delegates into voting a certain way. We are aware of this. We are not perturbed. We know that victory is ours. We know that the current government has not worked, has not performed. This is the worst government in the history of Kogi State, and I dare say the worst governor in the history of Nigeria. Giving a bad name to the youth, giving a bad name to Kogi State. Kogi State is known for everything negative.
Those are strong words you're using on your governor, a member of your party, a leader of your party in your state. And I need us to be a bit careful with the use of language, especially for a leader as a governor of the state. But the question is that your brother is also there, who is probably older than you. You think that the people of Kogi State wants to give another young man another chance? You think so?
The truth is that, like I said, the current governor wasn't voted in by any Kogite. He was just accidental, by providence, by the will of God he came into power. And unfortunately, anything you don't work hard for, you don't know the value of it. So therefore, Kogi State has gone astray. And the truth is, what does the age of Methuselah have to do with the wisdom of Solomon? So yes, I do have an older brother. Yes, I may be young, but I am energetic. I have the vision to create a better state for my people. I have the will, the drive, the energy. And I know that the people know the difference between Mona and any other aspirant. They know. The people truly know. We have connected. You see, a lot of people think that you should only be speaking to the delegates at this stage. Yes, you should be speaking to the delegates, but it transcends that. You want to be a leader in Nigeria. You want to be a leader of your state, and you don't know your state. You don't know the problems. You don't know what affects your people. How then can you develop a state? A lot of aspirants are in Abuja. The election is in Kogi State. The people are suffering in Kogi State. So I choose to spend my time going around meeting the people. You see, the delegates, that we have over 3,000 delegates. These delegates have brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, sons. So we connect not only with them, but we connect with their family. We connect with them on a level that is completely different. This is why we know it's different. This is why we know that money politics, that era is over. The era is completely over in Kogi State because we've seen the consequences of that. Our people, never have we had such tremendous rate of suicide. Never have we had. And I don't mean any disrespect to the current government, the current governor. I respect the office completely. If you don't respect the office that you aspire to, then why aspire to that office? I respect the government, but I know that the truth must be told.
All right.
Salaries,
let me move to the second guest on the program tonight, and is an aspirant of the People's Democratic Party, Mr. Muhammad Shaibu, popularly known in Kogi there as Tetes. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. You are another businessman from the private sector, wanted to be governor of your state. The first contest or the first test of your political prowess is whether or not you can get a party's ticket. What gives you the assurance that you can?
Thank you, Shaibu. Thank you, Nigeria, and particularly the people of Kogi State. As it stands now, we are expecting the primary to happen sometime 3rd of September 2019. The chances are very bright for me because I'm coming with a lot of experience. I've worked for a multinational organization for over 30 years. And they retired recently, into politics and the private business. I work for Heineken International, one of the few successful multinational organizations in the world. And within those years, I worked for a multinational organization. I played different leadership roles. So I'm not just coming in because I want to be governor. No, leadership requires preparation. And in Nigerian breweries, where I worked for Heineken, I am properly schooled, properly prepared for leadership, ranging from field management, ranging from capability development, ranging from operations management. And you agree with me that the challenges of this country, and mostly of leadership, is inability of the leaders to connect ideas and policies with implementation. Right? As an operations person, I'm able to discern between what is operations and what is ideas. If you have ideas that are not executable, it's as good as not having any idea at all. And so I'm bringing a lot of experience, which is based on capacity, driving from knowledge, driving from experience, driving from skills, right? Character, driving from discipline, driving from focus, driving from ability to deliver to expectations and to specifics, right? This is what I'm bringing into leadership. And you agree with me saying that in today's leadership, you need innovation. That
sorry,
I have
apologies,
acquired, having worked.
Mr. Shaibu. Let me pause it for a moment because we need to take our conventional break. But when we come back, I will come back to you after the break, Mr. Shaibu, and you will tell us how you hope to be able to muscle your way against the likes of Senator Dino Melaye, former Governor Idris Wada, and the rest in the PDP who have also obtained nomination form like you. That's going to be our next line of questioning when we return from the break, everyone. Join us again. Thank you so much, everyone. Let's get back to the conversation. For those of our viewers who are joining us, there are a few facts you need to know about the line of our conversation tonight, and it's about the governorship election in Kogi State. Take a look at some of the quick facts. The date of the election, November 16. Also, Bayelsa State will have their own election on that day too. Deadline for party primaries, 5th of September 2019. The commencement of campaigns, 18th of August. And number of registered voters in the last election, 1.6 million of the over 3 million population of the people of Kogi State as at 2006 census. We've been speaking to some of those who want to be governor in Kogi State from two major political parties. One is is a son to a former governor, Prince Abubakar Audu. We have Mr. Mustafa Audu, and we also have, he's of the APC, Mr. Mohammed Shaibu is of the PDP, also Jocelyn, looking forward to get the ticket of the PDP. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming. Let me come back to you, Mr. Shaibu. You are a businessman. You've been in the private sector. And the big question that a lot of people are always looking at is the fact that when outsiders come, especially when it comes to delegate election, experience comes to play. A former governor who's had 4 years of being a governor. For example, we have also Dino Melaye, who was being a senator, federal lawmaker for a third time. You wonder how you want to beat these people at their game that they've been playing for years.
So, you agree with me that PDP as a party is parading very competent, intellectually mobile, experienced, and capable persons that want to take over the leadership of Kogi State from the current APC. I also want to assure you that at the critical moment, the party will be able to look at the various aspirants and take a critical decision that will be in the overall interest of the party and particularly the people of Kogi State. I have tremendous respect for the former governor of Kogi State, Captain Idris Wada. Same for Senator Dino Melaye, who was the first person that called him People's Senator. But they also agree with me that I'm coming to this race with a lot of things to show for. And this is what we'll look at the very critical moment. What this guy, what is he bringing into the field? Captain Idris Wada has had 4 years, very fantastic 4 years, right? Dino Melaye is a serving senator, and we're all very proud of him. The whole country is proud of him. You can as well continue to be, a senator. But we are discussing together. Right? I'm happy you mentioned Dino Melaye and Captain Idris Wada. We are the front liners. At the right time, we'll come and discuss and see who will actually project, to take Kogi State from where it is now. Because they need to rebuild Kogi State. It's very urgent.
All right.
And every Kogite is aware that the Kogi State that we have now is collapsing.
All right. I mean, if you look at, so in the politics of Kogi State, Mr. Shaibu, there are local government areas that are dominant in terms of the voting population. Dekina is not, I mean, you are from Dekina, I understand, and Dekina is not a small fry. A lot of people say you want to use this as your own political one in wanting to get a ticket. But the big question is, beyond coming from a very big local government like Dekina, is the question of what you want to do differently. The APC presently in government said, your party are done the unfair to the people of Kogi State, so they don't want you back in power. So what do you want to bring to the table that is different?
Anyway, let me also make it very clear that I'm not leveraging Dekina as a factor on which I want to become the governor. Yeah, I'm from the Dekina State. I'm in the Dekina local government area. I also know that every person from whichever local government that has put himself or herself up for this race is qualified and is interested in Kogi State. I'm not going there to promote ethnicity or to promote the local government I'm coming from. Having said that, I'm coming into this race because I've also taken time to systematically identify the challenges of Kogi State. And in various fora that I have opportunity to talk to people, I've told them consistently that the problem of Kogi State is leadership failure. Over the years, we've had leaders that have taken the opportunity to govern Kogi State, but they are inadequacies, right? And that inadequacies are some of the things that are very, very necessary to be corrected come 2020 when I could have been sworn in as the governor of Kogi State. For instance, right, there is no cohesion within Kogi State currently, right? The abundant natural resources that are in Kogi State are lying idle and being wasted, right? There's no systematic and objective thinking ahead of how we can leverage the enormous human capital that we have in the state. They are all wasting away. In fact, if people that have opportunity to look at what I call my policy document, and I can say that I'm the first aspirant to come with a manifesto that is driven, is a subset of the manifesto of the PDP, right, that take a holistic and accurate, up-to-date analysis.
Let me pause you for a moment. Apologies about it, but I wanted to think about your final word on the program. Just a moment, Mr. Shaibu. I will go to Mr. Audu, and I'll come back to you, but think about your final word on the program. Mr. Audu, your final moments now on the program. A big challenge on your plate. You're challenging your elder brother. You're challenging the incumbent governor. Should you lose the primary, what would you be considering?
It's very simple. Come 29th of August 2019, Mustafa Audu will be declared the winner of the APC primaries. Come November 16, 2019, I look forward to defeating anyone the PDP produces and any other person from any other party. January 27, 2020, by the special grace of Almighty God, Yaya Bello will be handing over to me. It is basic. So I know victory is ours. And the reason this is because APC cannot afford to lose Kogi State. APC has labored for many years to remove the stain that was PDP on Kogi State. And unfortunately, the person we all voted for was called on the doorstep of victory. Therefore, a mistake must be corrected. The destiny of our people is yet unfulfilled.
Our time is up, unfortunately, Mr. Audu. Let me get Mr. Shaibu's final thought on the program. And this is going to be in about 20 seconds because we need to close. Your final word.
Kogi State is currently collapsing. I enjoy every Kogite to team up with PDP so we can rescue government from this APC government that has squandered everything visible that Kogi has, that is ready to drive Kogi State down the drain. And it's not an assignment that Shaibu, Adam, Mohammed, Tetes can do it alone. We need to team up as a party to rescue our state. APC cannot and will not be able to rescue our state. The state is collapsing, and it is fast collapsing. Somebody like me, with PDP, with every Kogite, teaming up with me, we should be able to have a brand new Kogi State that we all
That would be a good place to leave it. But I will wish both of you the best of luck as you go into a very tough terrain of party primaries. Thank you so much for coming on. Prince Mustafa Audu and Mr. Muhammad Shaibu. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming on. But that's how for time can permit us. And the eyes have it. Remember, whatever you do, be on the side of the people, the popular side. It's Friday. You find time to enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.